Hey, hey, Jerry, please don't take this down. I love you, bro. Just help me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making a video, bro. I love you. I'm gonna tag you. I don't know if you can. Everybody go subscribe to Jerry Jig. Give him the 4K. Yo, yeah. Let's go, Jerry. All right, bro. Talk to me nice, bro.
During the fight, later took his life. Very unfortunate, but it is a big reason why he got this book.
I ain't gonna lie, these instrumental kind of hard. Let me just. Oh, you lame gatekeeper.
Boogeyman like title. I'm not saying it's cool. I'm not saying it's funny. I'm not saying it's not a serious situation. I'm trying to kind of get this across to you guys on why it was justified to call this man the Boogeyman at the time. And it wasn't solely because of that fight. It's because the guy was a genuine knockout artist. He was genuinely knocking guys out. And so, he has a loss, in which a lot of fans kind of said, well, he mentally wasn't the same after the unfortunate situation. And so he took a loss. I can't remember the guy's name he lost to, but he took a bad loss. And then, but he is able to come back and capture a world title, the IBF world title. And while he captures this title in the defense, he fights Limpero, and Limpero is a good fighter in his own regards, but he loses. It was kind of embarrassing. He gets home field advantage. Speaking of home field advantage, shout out my Panthers. Really good game by the boys. Bryce Young, Tedero McMillan played very good. Jalen Coker, JC Horn, really great game. I thoroughly enjoyed that game. Back to boxing. He gets home field advantage in Puerto Rico, and he loses to a Limpero. Limpero goes in there, and he kind of has his way with him. He forces him to reset. He doesn't allow him to really get comfortable. He breaks his rhythm. That was a really great performance Pero put on Matias. And so after that, Matias is, eventually going to work his way back into another title shot. Maybe it was warranted, maybe it wasn't. Either way, he fights Alberto Puello.
So he loses and then immediately gets another title shot right after losing at your home.
Gary Antoine.
Wait. Oh yeah, they did fight. So wait. Yeah.
Russell a year before, and he beat Gary Antoine Russell for the WBC interim, and I believe he got promoted after.
Oh, okay.
After Haney vacated after the Ryan situation, and Haney obviously moved up, but he fights Puello for that title, and we know how good Puello is because Puello took down a Gary Antoine Russell, and he took down a Sandor Martin, and a close fight between Matias and Puello, in which I thought Puello probably won. But I'm not mad because he fought majority of the fight with his back to the ropes against a guy who throws in high volume and an immense amount of pressure. So I'm not mad that the judges gave it to Matias. But in his first defense of this world title, we get to Saturday night. He gets knocked out by Dalton Smith.
Yeah.
And I believe this was in Barclays. He gets knocked out. Bad knockout. In the fifth round, in a very close fight I had it 2-2 up until that point. It is something that I feared for a while. And that is when the pressure fighter chin cracks. When the chin can no longer keep up with the mind and the body and the hands. When your hands are still moving and you're still hitting hard, but your chin has had enough. Subriel Matias is in a very unfortunate situation in his career, a very awkward situation, because the type of fighting style he has, the type of issue he presents is going to be very predicated on just how good his chin is, in which I believe his chin may have gave out. And I'm not saying this because this is, the one time he's lost 3 times now, but it's not only how he lost, and when you look at his career and how much damage he's taken, it is quite concerning. And we are genuinely going to see what happens when the pressure fighter chin fails him. He got hit with a right hand, wobbled him.
Nah,
right?
Oh boy, oh my god, that 1-2-1-2 cut, bro. He caught it with that one, right? He threw another one. I'm like, yo. Dude, that was a bad one too. He said he, but instead of sitting on it, he leaned into he B like imagine you stealing off someone. Like imagine you stealing off on somebody like Deku one for all. He like bro.
He got hit with another right hand.
Oh my god.
And Dalton Smith really doesn't press the action. And
He didn't.
He kind of hesitates between the second and third.
Yeah.
And he hits him with another right hand on the
Another
temple. Puts Matias down. He's looking at the ceiling. Stars in his eyes, you know. He gets up and he's all over the place. And the ref says, I've seen enough. I've seen enough. He was gone. He was out of that fight. He was out. But it's something that maybe Canelo will never have to deal with because he's been so great defensively for a good portion of his career. But Matias isn't very clever with his hands. He's not very crafty with his feet. And he's not very great at manipulating the guard. He has a couple tricks in his bag in terms of manipulating and framing. He has a couple tricks in his bag. But a big thing with Matias, and I said this before, is the guy can't multitask. Subriel Matias can't chew bubblegum and walk. So he's either...
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code.
Well, you funny, Jared.
Taking damage or dishing damage. He really cannot go from defense to offense.
Come on, computer. Keep up, cuh. Keep up. Thank you, computer. How many views this has? 1,500.
Effectively nor efficient enough to kind of become this fighter.
That's not his name. I'm just saying.
In which he doesn't take a lot of damage. He has to take a lot of damage. Because when he's in defense, there's no threat of him switching quickly into offense. So now the chin is gone, which was his main line of defense for the most part. And I'm worried about him. And I always said it. While Matias has a very unique style and it could be very scary for guys who don't like to handle that, he walks forward, his feet are crossed, he constantly taps his gloves together, his hands are down. There's a lot of flaws in Subriel Matias, and now that his main line of defense, that wall, that iron chin is finally giving out on him, I don't know how much of a career he's gonna have left, and I don't know how great of a fighter he's gonna be. I would not take another world title fight after this. I would probably fight in the top 15, top 20. You need another knockout. You don't want to fight a Gary Antoine. You don't want to fight a Richardson Hitchens because right now you're vulnerable. You want to give that chin some time to recover. And you want to make sure you don't take back-to-back stoppage losses because one is forgivable, but two back-to-back stoppage losses, that's when fans start to tap out. Enough about Matias. We'll talk about Dalton Smith because the kid's great. And he's working with Mr. Turkey Ali Sheik very closely, I believe. And so that means great fights are probably going to be made. Right? And for Dalton Smith, he's relatively young. He's hungry. And he has everything out in front of him. There are 3 different champions. For Dalton Smith, it's pretty simple. It's not much to go in depth about. You have all the momentum in the world. You have one of the best wins at junior welterweight right now.
You do.
You stopped the guy who many believe to have one of the best chins, especially at this point in his career. This guy's looked almost unstoppable to a degree, to an extent. You stopped. Go out and unify. You don't have to fight top 10 guys. You don't have to fight.
I mean, I agree with you, Jerry. Great win. Great win, bro. Go out and unify, bro. Who does he beat though? Like, who does he beat? You know what I'm saying? Like, who does he beat? Because if we're being realistic, right? Teofimo fights, right? Teofimo Shakur fights. Shakur's, like I said in the last video, Shakur's gonna win. Shakur's gonna win split decision, right? Right. So that means Shakur's at 140. Shakur is not going to stay at 140, bro. Well, he said to himself, he's not gonna stay at 140. So does he defend at 140? Because if he did, I mean, he could defend at 140. I could see that happening. He defends at, if he don't, I don't see that. I think he goes, beats Tio. He beats Tio, vacates, goes back to 135. So that means he can unify with either Gary Antoine or Richardson Hitchens. And I don't think he beats Hitchens. Gary Antoine, I don't think he wins that either, but it'll be a little closer. But Hitchens, bro, I don't think he can get close enough, bro. That his jab is like a sniper. Nah, for real. Or I mean, the best thing you could do is try to go for like the vacate, like unify that way. Vacate. Can you do that? I don't think I've ever heard of that, but yeah, I feel like that's what you could do, bro. You're not beating Richardson.
Top 15 guy. Go out and unify. You need to try to get that fight with winner of T.O. Shakur, maybe. Like I said, you have
Ain't nothing. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's a great payday, especially if you win, bro. That's the biggest fight of your career. Well, I mean, this was just the biggest fight of your career, but you kind of went through it easily. So, that's gonna be the biggest fight of your career. Honestly, I don't see you beating Tio or Shakur, but bro, that
all the
great.
momentum, and you are of age to properly pursue those type of big unification fights. Hit up the winner of T.O. Shakur, hit up Richardson Hitchens, hit up Gary Antoine Russell. Well, he's going to lose to Andy Hirayoka, but that's fine. I don't think Hirayoka would try to unify with Smith in his first defense, but who knows? That'd be a pretty badass fight. I gotta think about it. But 140 is smoking hot. 140 is where it's at.
And then at 140, bro, you still got Pitbull. I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying, everybody hates Pitbull. You still got Pitbull. And you still got you still got Lamont Roach, bro. You still got Pitbull and Roach lingering. Who's WBC? Actually, low key, Pitbull might. I think Pitbull might like force a mandatory. To be honest, since Pitbull is the interim and he's the mandatory, I think Pitbull forces mandatory. He fights Pitbull, beats Pitbull. Then I think I assume unification after that. I don't think
You need to make a name for yourself. You've made your big splash. Now it's time to turn this splash into somewhat of a tsunami. Right? Let guys know this wasn't a fluke win or this wasn't a Matias's wash win. This was I deserve my credit type of win. Both really good fighters. I enjoyed the fight. Didn't last too long, but it is what it is. I'm very interested on how you guys feel about it and what you want to see next from Matias or what you want to see next from Done.
all right. Yeah. I ain't gonna hold you. Next video is definitely gonna be this one since I am a big Gervonta fan. I'm not saying he got me in the fight boxing. Who really got me into boxing was Edwin Valero, if I can say his name. He did something very horrible, so I'm not gonna give him the slimmer of like shout out, but yeah, that kind of says a lot about me. But yeah, Jerry, go subscribe to Jerry Jig. Great video. Can't wait till you see 4,000. Love his stuff. Amazing. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and we're going. Shitty boy, y'all shit more.